Hello, YouTube. Oh boy, what kind of trouble am I getting into now? Well, we're going to look at Windows 8. I've installed it on this drive, on my sacrificial computer here, my LAN party computer. Um, that's not an Acer machine, it's just an Acer case. So I have it installed, and we're going to take a look at it and see what the setup process is like. And this, by the way, is the Windows 8 release preview. So let's turn this on. I still have the Windows 8 disk in there, I think, so it's probably going to ask me to boot from it, which I won't. Yep, there you go. That's new. It just says Windows, and that's really it. But it has this little animation thing down here, which is kind of cool. I haven't gone through this system setup process yet. I saved that for you guys. I haven't even installed drivers yet either. Alright, here we are. The first thing Windows 8 asks you to do is pick a color. What does this do? Changes the background color. Which I think is pretty cool, actually. So, basically, the outer ring is the background, and the inner ring, I don't know what the inner ring is, probably the button color or something. I'm going to go with default and make it LAN PC. I'm just going to use the default color for the sake of simplicity right now. Settings. Alright. Express settings. Automatically install updates, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. You know. Use express settings because it doesn't really matter that much. Now what Windows 8 wants to do is sort of integrate its cloud services together so that it syncs up with their store. You get browser history. Basically, it uses the cloud to sync your settings, your apps from the Windows Store, and things like that. Actually, I'm not sure if it syncs your apps, but it allows you to download them from that one account. And I'm sure SkyDrive might be part of it as well. I'm not completely clear on that. But basically, Windows is built from the ground up to interact with the cloud. So I'm going to sign in without a Microsoft account. So I'm just going to make a local account, which is what I've always done with Windows in the past. Let me enter these details in real quick. Oh, blurry. Okay, those are entered, so we'll click Finish. Now it finalizes your settings. This is on a Pentium dual core with 2 gigs of RAM, by the way. I'm using the 64-bit version of Windows 8. Just because the processor can support it. That's the hard drive light there. It's just hounding the hard drive right now. There you go, and it signed in automatically to what is now the Start menu. This is where I really don't like Windows 8. This tile thing here is a cool idea. I like it. It looks cool. Some people don't like the matte look. I think it actually looks good because we really need to get away from glossy everything these days. There's too much shiny crap all over the place. This is really nice and really streamlined. It's a little bland. It could do with a little bit of more than just solid colors, but I like the overall matte finish of it, so it's not, it doesn't just look like pretty shiny crap. There's SkyDrive, so it does indeed integrate with SkyDrive. Let's see if it detected network drivers out of the box by opening up Internet Explorer. Wow, apparently it did. Go figure. Let's test this by going to dig.com, which is usually where I go to read the news, or read random news. There you go. I like the full screen browsing. That's pretty nice. Displays pages correctly. This is Internet Explorer 10, by the way. Okay, so apparently you can drag this window around. That's strange. How the hell do I get out of this thing? I don't have a Windows button on this keyboard, and that could present a problem. Alt F4. There we go. Alt F4 never fails. Let's see what else. Here's the desktop, which is the classic, paradigm of using a computer, is this desktop here. And you get the classic Internet Explorer interface down here. This is where, if I were to use Windows 8, this is where I would be pretty much all the time. Now, if you move your mouse down to the lower left-hand corner, it brings over the start, and there's your start menu. It's this thing. So, where are all your applications and programs and stuff? Well, it seems that they categorize it and don't make it easy to find them. Where's Charms? Charms menu, there we are. The right side is the Charms menu, where you get to look at your devices, your settings. Now this is where you get to control panel and personalization and things like that. PC info. Let's see what that looks like. That brings you to this sort of thing, where you get an overview of the computer you're using. There you have it. Which is not so bad. Now, the thing about Windows 8 is they should have just... all they really should have done in Windows 8 is kept the Windows 7 kept the Windows 7 feel and just updated the look to this, because I think this looks pretty classy. They really shouldn't have made that the start menu. I mean, don't get me wrong, this Metro UI is a great idea, but it's been put in the wrong place. This is what Windows Media Center should be, not the start menu. It doesn't make sense to me why they did this for a desktop operating system. This type of interface, I've heard works very well in the Xbox 360. It looks like it would work pretty darn well on a tablet, but on a desktop computer that's not an HP TouchSmart, that's a bit of a stretch, I think. I don't like it. I don't like the idea behind it. Alright, devices. That's useless. Search. So search, you go to search to see all your applications, which just seems weird to me. Why would you go to search to see your applications? Scroll a little bit. There we go. That's better. There's your applications. Things like Internet Explorer. Those are the Metro apps, and these are the regular apps. So let's open up Notepad here. And there you go. You have Notepad. So all that still works fine, but it just seems like a really weird way to use a computer, to go to search, then get out of there, then we can go to take a look at Windows Media Player, see if that's changed at all. See if they have a new version of it with this particular version of Windows. It doesn't look like it, though. About Windows Media Player. It's Windows Media Player 12. It's the same version that came with Windows 7, so that hasn't really changed. What else do we have here? Charms menu. There you are. It's a little finicky, that part of it. The task manager is much different than it was in older versions of Windows, as you can see. More details. It's a lot more nicely laid out, in my opinion. It just looks great. This is a great looking task manager. It categorizes everything. It's wonderful. You get a performance tab with a really nice looking graph with your CPU usage and memory usage and Ethernet traffic rather. App history, startup, so you can see what things happen when you start up. I really like this task manager. It's beautiful because you can really see what's going on in your system. And the details is basically the tasks menu from times past. And there's your services. You can look at all those. I really like this task manager. It's great looking. That's one thing they've really done well in Windows 8. Alright, what else do we have here? PowerShell. There you go. PowerShell. Okay. It is Windows NT 6.2.8400. At least this release preview is. So it's NT 6.2. So it's not like Vista where they were moving to a brand new kernel, so all the driver people couldn't really catch up because they didn't know what was happening. Looks like I can still change the taskbar to the way it was, but when there's no start menu, that's kind of pointless. So I don't know. This is the way I'd use it. I'd go into desktop. I'd be in desktop mode. I'd go into this and then choose my applications. That's what I'd be doing. This apps menu here, when you click search, is basically the. I think there's another way to get to this actually. Let me try it. Get to the start menu here. Is there an apps pane thing over here? There doesn't seem to be an apps thing directly in front of you. So you have to go to search, then click out of the search, and you have all your apps here. This is basically what the All Programs menu has become. And this isn't that bad. If I were to use this as a daily desktop, I'd be going into apps, then opening them. Like let's say I need to open WordPad. Go to that. Go back into search. And let's say I need to record my voice. Let's open up Sound Recorder as well. You know, you'd go in here, you'd open up all your daily do's and don'ts and whatever. Paint. What else? Notepad. See, it's still usable. Once you have everything open, this is perfectly usable. But when you start going into the start menu and the apps menu and all that stuff, it just gets to be a little bit more cumbersome than Windows used to be. It's not all that bad, but it's... I don't like it that much. It just seems like overkill for a desktop operating system. They should have really just left it the way it was. But, you know, that's life. The thing that I find the most stupid about Windows 8 is, let's say you're at a desktop, you've closed everything. How do you shut down? Well, you go into the Charms menu here, you go to Settings, then you go to Power to turn it off. Now here's where you can diddle with all your network stuff as well. There's your control panel. So you still get the classic control panel. You can put it in large icons and, you know, hey, I get BitLocker in there. That's pretty nice. So you can still mess with all this stuff. It's just, it's a different way of getting to it now, which seems a little bit overkill for me, but, you know. This would work really well on a tablet, but I'm not so sure about a desktop operating system. Especially when you log in a lot of the time, you have to actually like lift a curtain thing up with the mouse to enter your password. It acts like you would swipe your finger upward on a tablet or something. Brightness I can't adjust. But power... You can sleep, shut down, or restart. I apologize about the white balance on here, so we go to the start menu. So then you have to go to the start menu. If you want to log out, you have to go into the Metro UI, aka the start menu, and go to sign out. Let me show you what it's like to log in here. If it'll cooperate, I don't know what the hell it's doing. What the hell is it doing? What the hell is going on? It's just flashing. That's a great first impression. Button time. It's shutting off. Okay. I don't know about Windows 8. I don't think it's as bad as we all thought it was going to be. It's just the interface is very cluttered. I don't like it. Everything is all over the place. I feel the same way about GNOME 3 on Linux. I really don't like GNOME 3, and I really don't like the Windows 8 interface either. It's just they're both of them are just very cumbersome to use, and this just really seems like it's not meant for a desktop. Like it's not meant for a desktop, and I don't know what they're thinking. It seems like every other Windows release they experiment, and this is the experimental one. So I don't know. I guess the marketplace will say whether or not it's good. I just turned it on, and it turned itself off. Like, what the hell is going on here? Windows 8 is treating this computer extremely strange. I don't know what the hell is going on. I guess we'll see what happens once the marketplace gets a hold of Windows 8. It performs pretty well. It's very zippy and very quick. I'll give it that. But the interface is just all over the place. Like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm going to be buying a copy of it myself so I can support it. As an IT person, it's necessary to at least have one copy around and know how to use it and learn how to use it, because I'm going to have to support it eventually, probably. So, you know how that goes. It's just flashing again. What is going on? Did I break it by logging out? Because that would be quite amusing if I did. Wow. I am not sure what's happening right now. I think I broke it by logging out. I might have to reinstall it. Well, I'm going to try reinstalling Windows and see if that works, because what happened there was just really weird. Not quite sure what happened. I tried to do a log out to show you what the login screen looked like, and it just exploded. It didn't boot after that. So I don't know if that's a bug, or I don't know if that's any indication of how buggy it's going to be or what, but that doesn't really bode too well. Okay, I reinstalled and managed to get to the login screen and stuff. I was in the middle of downloading and installing stuff and had updates going, and it just restarted itself. So that was a little bit unpleasant. But here's what you have. Yeah, you have to drag it upwards to log in, and then you enter your password. Get the welcome message, and then you log in. As you can see, when you install a few applications, they show up down there. So I can click that. It'll bring me to the desktop. And it'll show me things like Firefox Windows, maybe. Come on. It's still loading a bunch of stuff. I had a driver downloading. See, Firefox seems to work. I had a driver downloading. I don't know if it finished or not. I need to install the NVIDIA drivers. So, partial download. No, it didn't finish. Thanks to Windows wanting to restart itself for some dumb reason. So I'll download that. It also did the same thing while I was installing software from Ninite.com. So let me start that again. What was I installing? Flash, Java, Shockwave, Foxit Reader, what else? WinRAR, that was about it. So I was in the middle of installing all this when it just suddenly restarted while I was doing updates. I don't really like that at all. These are what the status bars look like, which actually look pretty nice. Yes, it still has UAC. But look at those status bars. They look pretty snazzy. They don't look bad at all. So I'm going to leave that downloading. And there you have it. When just using this to download drivers and stuff, I noticed that Windows 8 is very quick. It's very snappy, very responsive. It's a very quick operating system, and I really like that. So I think it's a very competent performer. But the interface is just weird. It doesn't make sense on a desktop paradigm. You can use it. It takes a little bit of getting used to, so you can definitely use it, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me on a desktop computer, like I said earlier in the video. My overall impressions are it performs pretty darn well. But its usability is down from Windows 7. I don't know if this is going to be like when Windows 95 came out, where it was like CLI versus GUI, but it seems like a paradigm shift that has been happening in Linux and with Windows right now. So it's very tablety, and I think I don't think that's going to last forever, but it seems to be the trend right now. So that's what's going to happen. All in all, it performs well, but I don't like the interface that much. I can use it, but I don't like it as much as I do Windows 95 through Windows 7. You know, that type of paradigm. But it definitely performs pretty well. This is a socket 775 machine, so it's not exactly new, and it's going very fast. So not a bad performer at all, but the interface, it needs some work. That's my impression of it so far. That Windows 7 or Windows 8 seems to be pretty good performance-wise, but pretty bad usability and interface-wise. I don't know. I think they should. I think for Windows 9 or whatever the next one is called, they should really consider going back to the way things were. That's my impression now. I don't know what it will be after this has been out for a while, but that's what I think of it right now after just a brief glance at it here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good one, everybody. Ciao.